these are 25 of the best money making methods on the Donut SMP, starting with method number 1, which is using TNT to blow up a bunch of sand and then order it for a lot of profit. So as you guys can see, with one piece of TNT, I already made almost 2 stacks of sand, which I can go ahead and order for $12,000. Now, if I just keep doing this method like this, and just pick up all of this sand afterwards, I can now order and make so much money. Moving on to method number 2, which is going to be using skeleton spawners to generate bones that you can order for a lot of money. So right here, I have 100 skeleton spawners, and I'm just going to try AFKing this for 1 hour. So after an hour, I made almost 4 whole pages full of bones, which I can now drop and then just order all of them for a ton of money. So as you guys can see, after just an hour of waiting, I made almost $1 million. Now, since this method doesn't actually require you to do anything, you can scale this up to have thousands of spawners, which is what a lot of pro players do. Now, moving on to method 3, which is going to be using buckets of tropical fish to breed axolotls. Now, as you guys can see, I've already been breeding them for a little bit, but if I just hop in here and feed them a bunch of tropical fish, they're going to start to breed and make a lot more axolotls. Now, you guys might be wondering why I'm doing this, but this is actually because blue axolotls sell for a lot of money. And after finding someone to sell these axolotls to, he paid me $1 million and I gave him 5 buckets of axolotls, selling each axolotl for 200,000 each. Moving on to method number 4, which is going to be scamming. Now, if you guys don't know, pretty much this entire server is scamming already, as you can tell by looking at the chat, and it's actually very easy to do. The only thing I had to do was find someone that wanted to buy skeleton spawners, and instead of giving them the spawners, I just teleport away and scam them, which is exactly what I did. Okay, so you want to buy 5 spawners for 6 mil?
Yeah, sure, we'll buy them. Do you go first?
Nah, can you go first?
Okay, I trust you because you're like a YouTuber.
Alright.
Here you go.
Alright, thank you, bro. And you will not be getting your spawners. You just got scammed. Feels good every time. Going on to method number 5, which is going to be using villagers to make a bunch of money. Now, basically what I mean by that is you want to get some villagers with a bunch of different enchants like mending, sharpness, or fortune 3. And all I have to do is just buy the books from them. And now I can sell these for around 40k each on the auction house. So as you can see, I have all my stuff on the auction and the books are already getting bought, as you can see. So in those few minutes, I already made around 200k and people are still buying my books. Now moving on to the next method, which is going to be teleporting streamers and asking for money. So the first thing I have to do is actually make a base. So I'm just going to make a small house real quick and I'll see you then. Alright guys, so after spending hours on making my base, I'm finally done and I can't wait to show you guys the result. In 3, 2, 1, there it is. Oh, look at it. So we got the front with a nice door. We got a gray bed, crafting table, furnace. I think that's all we need. So now all I have to do is just teleport a streamer and ask for money. All right, so I just found this YouTuber. I think I can get this guy to teleport to me. So now I just have to ask in chat and hopefully it works.
Oh yeah, bro.
Okay, you can try it now.
Okay, so he just sent me a TPA and I'm gonna accept it. And yeah, yo, it's good, bro.
Yo, it's good, bro.
Yo, you like my base? I spent hours on this. You know, matter of fact, I spent days on this. On this base. Yeah.
Dang, bro.
So you think you can give me some money?
Oh yeah, I got you.
Oh, yes.
There you go, bro.
Oh, thank you, bro. Oh
Yes,
my
bro,
god.
I got you.
Moving on to the next method, which is actually going to be trapping streamers instead of asking for money. But the first thing we have to do is actually make the trap. So I'm just going to whip up a trap real quick. And I am done the trap. Basically, I'm going to teleport the streamer into here. The doors are going to be closed. There's going to be quartz blocks there. So if he tries to open the door, I'm sure he won't break this quartz. And he'll just ignore it. And then he's going to see this lever in the corner. And when he flicks it, that's going to open below and it's going to drop him into the trap. And when he gets dropped down, I'm going to break through these quartz, come down here, splash myself with strength 2, and then just keep on critting him until he dies. Hopefully. I don't know if you guys can tell, but I've never made a trap before, so I'm just going to hope that this works. And yeah, so I think I'm actually going to try the same streamer that gave me money because I think it'd be pretty funny. So that's what I'm going to do.
Okay, yeah, I'll TBD after.
Okay, so he just sent me a TP. Hopefully this works. Yo, what's good, bro? It's my house. Don't go out there. Don't go out there. It's very secret house, right? Oh my god, you're so dead, bro. Oh, no. Oh no. Okay, so I don't think my trap really worked, but I think if you do it correctly, you can still make a lot of money. So moving on to the next method, which is going to be selling leaves. Now this method is actually very simple because all you need is a pair of shears and an oak biome, and then you can just get a bunch of leaves just like this. And then once your shears break, you can just go around and pick up all the oak leaves that you missed. And as you can see, I got 3.5 stacks just from one pair of shears. And on the auction house, these go for around 10,000 per stack, but I'm just going to order them instead because it's a lot of work to put them on the auction. And in like 1 minute, I already made $5,000. So if you did this for an entire hour, you would get 300,000. And that's just from orders. So imagine what you'd be getting on the auction house. Now moving on to the next method, which is going to be ordering stuff to sell in the auction house. Now basically what I mean by this is the current highest order for redstone repeaters is currently $1.5 thousand. However, the cheapest repeater on the auction house is $5,000. Meaning if you just order them to sell in the auction house, you can make over 3 times profit, which is what I'm about to do. So first I'm going to make an order for, let's just say 20 repeaters, and I'm going to make them 1.6 thousand each, which is going to be the highest order. And I'm just going to wait for this order to fill up. Okay, someone just delivered me 14 repeaters, which is like 75% of my order, so I'm just going to start selling them now. So all I have to do is just check how much the cheapest repeater is going for and mark it down just a tiny bit. So I'm going to sell mine for 4.9 thousand. And as you can see, they're already getting bought because repeaters are such a needed item for like redstone farms and everything. So all of my repeaters just got sold out, and I only waited for like 20 seconds, which is kind of crazy. Now, as you can see, we made about $80,000 just from spending like 30,000. So if I just kept doing this method over and over, I could probably make millions in just 1 hour. But moving on to the next method, which is going to be doing duels. Now, as you can see, I just got a full set of PvP gear, ready to go into a duel. I have blast prot, normal prot, everything. So I'm just going to go into a duel and hopefully I can win. Okay, so I just made it into the duel, and this guy's an 80% win rate. So that means he's probably pretty good. I just won and I blew up the loot. Okay, I'm in another duel. This guy's a 60% win rate. Oh, okay, that was like the quickest duel of my life. Did he actually have good armor? Oh my god, he did. Wait, did everything else burn? Oh my god. Okay, so after the duel, I got his helmet and boots. So let me just see how much I can sell those for. Okay, so the helmets go for around 300k, and the boots also go for 300k. Meaning with one duel, I just made $600,000, and I also blew up half of the loot. So I'm just gonna sell these, and then we'll move on to the next method, which is gonna be subscribing to the channel. And now you might be wondering how subscribing is gonna get you money. Well, that is why I brought out this random fan, but first we have to make sure he's subscribed. Yo, are you subscribed to my channel?
Yes.
You are?
Yes.
All right, man. Well, I'm gonna give you $100 million.
Yo, thank you so much.
You're welcome, bro. Even if you don't get money, you should still subscribe to see more videos like these. And plus, it helps me out a lot. Anyways, moving on to the next money making method, which is going to be selling concrete. Now, I actually did this in my latest video, but basically all you need is a little machine that converts concrete powder into concrete. So I'm just going to make that real quick and yeah. Okay, so this is basically all it is. All you need is a waterlogged stair and a block where you can place the concrete. So basically I'm just going to offhand the concrete and hold down left and right click at the same time, and it'll just mine it. So after I mine the stack, I'm just going to see how much concrete goes for on the auction house, and I'll sell it for the same price. Okay, so I just mined out an entire stack. As you can see, I have a stack of black concrete, and that is currently going for 150k, meaning I just made about 60k just from mining it. So if you do this for a full hour, which you can pretty much AFK, you'll be making millions. Now moving on to the next method, which is going to be selling different types of stained glass. Now this method is actually very simple because all you have to do is just buy regular glass and then dye it to make it into stained glass. Or you could even go a step further and get a librarian villager and then upgrade him so he sells glass, because that'll be a lot cheaper. But anyways, all you need to do is just get a crafting table, get the type of dye you want. So let's just check which stained glass is the most expensive right now. And I think overall blue is the most expensive, going for around 100k each. So I'm just going to buy a stack of light blue dye. And then just from using 8, I can get a stack of light blue stained glass. And I can sell this for 97k and make a profit. But like I said before, using villagers would be a lot better for this method because you'd get the glass for almost free if you have 1 emerald trades. Anyways, moving on to the next method, which is going to be selling boats. Now this method might sound really dumb, but the prices of boats are actually really high, going for 25,000 each. So I'm just going to chop down a bit of trees and craft a bunch of boats and see how much money I make. Okay, so I just got half a stack of logs, and I'm going to craft all these into boats and we'll see how much I have. Okay, so with that, I almost have a full inventory of boats. So I'm just going to start selling them and I'll see how much money I make. Okay, so I just put all my boats on the auction house, and someone already bought a couple, so I'm just going to wait until they all sell, and I'll see how much money I make. Okay, so I just sold 25 boats for 24,000 each, and if we do the math, that's $600,000 I just made. So I would say this method is actually pretty good if you're starting out, but if you have millions of dollars, I definitely wouldn't recommend it. Anyways, moving on to the next method, which is going to be selling grass blocks on the auction house. Now, the only thing that you need for this method is a silk touch shovel, so I'm just going to buy one of those real quick, and it's only 100k, which is actually pretty cheap. And now all I have to do is just mow down all this grass and sell it on the auction house. Okay, so after a minute, I got about 7 stacks, and each stack actually sells for 40k, which is really good. So I'm just going to put all mine up for 39k. As you can see, my grass blocks are already getting bought, but for now, we'll just move on to the next method, which is going to be selling quartz. Now, that might not make much sense, but basically what I mean by this is you can buy quartz on the shop for really cheap. As you can see, I can buy a stack for 2,000. However, on the auction house, people are selling them for 9,000 each, and they're selling, which is almost a 5 times profit for each stack you sell. So I'm just going to buy 5 stacks and sell all of them to see how much money I make. I'm going to sell mine for 8.5k, so it's the cheapest on the auction house and people see it first, and now hopefully people buy them. Okay, so I've been waiting for a little bit now, and as you can see, my 5 stacks have been sold, and overall I think this is actually a pretty good method because of how much money you make per stack of quartz you sell. Anyways, moving on to the next method, which is actually going to be selling milk. So the first thing I need to do is actually find a cow to milk, because if I just find one, I can milk it infinitely. And each milk bucket's actually going for 20k right now. So I think it's actually a really strong method. Okay, I finally found a cow. That took way longer than I thought, but now what I have to do is I'm just going to buy a stack of iron so I can make a bunch of buckets. And the stack is only 25k, which is actually pretty cheap. So I'm just going to craft all my buckets and then just spam right click on this cow. And as you can see, I have a full inventory of milk. So now what I'm just going to do is sell my milk for 19k, and hopefully I make a bunch of money. As you can see, they're already getting bought, and I'm not even done selling them yet. And now I'm just going to wait for it to sell. Okay, so I've been waiting for about like 6 minutes now, and as you can see, about 6 of my milk buckets have sold, but that is because there's someone selling them for cheaper. So if I wanted to, I could just sell them for cheaper as well, but I don't really want to, so we're just going to move on to the next money-making method, which is going to be building stuff for other people. Now, for this method, I found someone that wanted me to make them a kelp farm, and they were willing to pay me $100 million. So I immediately said yes.
Yo?
Yo, what's good, bro? So you said you wanted me to build you a kelp farm?
Yeah. I got like a pretty good amount of money, so I'll pay you like 100 mil for one.
100 mil? Okay, this is gonna be a good farm then. Alright, thank you, bro. Thank you.
Screenshot first?
Sure, man.
Well, I'll leave you to it, big dog.
Alright, I'm just gonna get working on the farm.
This better be good.
It will, don't worry, don't worry. Alright, so I'm just gonna get started on the kelp farm. This should only take me a couple minutes because I'm the quickest builder in the world. So I'm just gonna do a cool transition in 3, 2, 1. Boom! I am done the farm. So now you guys might be wondering how the farm actually works, and I don't really have an answer for that. I'm just gonna let the owner of the base kind of figure that out. So I'm gonna let him know that I'm done, and hopefully he likes it. Yo, what's going on, bro?
Yo, what the f is this, bro?
It's the farm you bought. What are you talking about?
There's not even a collection system.
Bro, that's for you to figure out.
It just got one piece of kelp. One piece of kelp every hour, bro. Are you serious?
Yes, this is the farm that you just bought. Alright, so moving on to the next money-making method, which is going to be crafting redstone. Now, this method is as simple as it sounds. All you have to do is just search up any redstone item you want on the auction house to see how much it's selling for. So for me, I'll just sell comparators, then just get the materials you need to craft them and craft a bunch of them. So for me, these are all the items that I need, and I'm just going to craft a bunch of comparators and start selling them. So as I was selling them, 4 of them actually already got sold. So this is actually one of the quickest methods that you can do because almost all my comparators are already sold out and it's been like 15 seconds. Moving on to the next money making method, which is going to be finding bases. Now this is one of the hardest methods that you can actually do, but if you do it successfully, there's a chance that you can make billions of dollars in just one base. So I've actually been searching for a base for ages now, and a little birdie has told me that there's a super rich stash under this block right here. So let's check it out. Oh my gosh, there's no way. I just found a super rich stash worth $100 billion. Let's check the chests. Oh my god, guys. Or I'm actually rich. All right, now that was obviously fake, but if you actually want to learn how to find a stash on the Donut SMP, there's tons of tutorials on how to do it online, so just take a look at those. But anyways, moving on to the next method, which is going to be investing. Now, the way you can invest on Donut SMP is basically through buying items. Items like elytras, gilded blackstone, or even skeleton spawners are constantly changing in price. So if you just buy them at the right times, they're going to go up eventually. For example, a few weeks ago, gilded blackstone was at around 300k. However, now it's at around $1 million each. I can't really show you guys an example of how to use this method because this takes days to do, but if you guys just buy the right things, then you're going to be guaranteed to make money. Moving on to the next method, which is going to be mining coral. Now, luckily for me, I just RTP'd and I spawned right inside of a coral biome, and all I have to do is just jump in and start mining. Now, the reason this method's actually really good is because coral goes for a lot of money on the auction house. As you can see, just one piece sells for 50k. This is because people are making pickle farms and you need coral blocks to make pickle farms. Now, moving on to the next method, which is going to be mining wood using an amethyst axe. Now, if you guys don't know, you can actually buy an axe on the auction house that breaks trees instantly. So for example, if I just break this tree, the entire tree will break and I'll get all the logs from it. So if I just run around breaking trees, I will be getting stacks of logs in just seconds. So as you can see, in just like 10 seconds, I made almost a full row of logs, which I can order for $40,000. Now you can even take this a step further and make an automatic tree farm that I've posted on my channel. However, the orders for spruce logs have dropped significantly compared to what they were before. Now moving on to the next method, which is going to be mining ice. Now all you need is a silk touch pickaxe and an ice spikes biome, and you can just run around and break all of this ice. So in like 10 seconds, I almost got 5 stacks of ice, and packed ice goes for around 10k each on the auction house. So after about a minute, you can see that I sold about 5 stacks of packed ice for 50k. So if you did this method for an hour, you'd make around $3 million. Now moving on to the final method, which is going to be fake gambling. So right now I'm in the end, and one of the most popular gambling games on Donut SMP involves you to bone meal grass and hope that you get a flower. And if the person gambling gets a flower, then they win. However, in the end, if you bone meal grass, you actually can't get a flower, which is how I'm going to scam them. But first, I'm going to make a deep slate box so they think it's in the overworld. Alright, so right now it might look like I'm in the overworld, but if I just break out of this wall, I'm actually in the end. So now I'm just going to join some random calls and hopefully I find people to gamble with me. Oh. Alright, so you want to gamble?
So, okay, 152. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I got it. Oh my god, I hope I win.
Okay, 5 mil? Oh, you didn't win. I'm so sorry.
Let me go again.
Again? Another 5 mil? Oh my god, you're so unlucky, bro. I think you should gamble 10 mil. Because then if you win, you'll make your money back, you know?
Oh, no, that's smart.
10 mil? Alright, this is the big one. You ready?
Yeah.
Oh,
What the frick?
that's unfortunate, bro.
You dig up?
You want me to dig up?
Yeah. What the frick?
Alright, I'm out of here, man. Alright, so that actually works super well. I just scammed that guy out of like $20 million or something. So I guess I'll take that as a win. But that is actually the end of the video. If you guys enjoyed this video, please make sure to subscribe to see more just like this. And also hit the like button because that helps me out a lot. And yeah.